CustomKit's story began with barns. Barns were once practical farm buildings for livestock and equipment, but now it's humans making the move in droves to live in barns, all the creature comforts of home. CustomKit founder and owner, Michael Anselmi, is passionate about barns.
20 years, it's in its 21st year or something, and it's still growing and it's still changing. And I think to be a good business, it's always going to continue doing that. What do I love so much about barns? Look at it, they're beautiful. I suppose I'm a sheddie. I've always been a sheddie. You hear about sheddies, there's books about New Zealand sheds, men's sheds. Some people call them man caves. I don't think they're a man cave, I think they're in anybody's cave. Women use them, all people use them for all purposes. I just love sheds, I just love barns. I think they just have so much versatility. They're so practical. Over a period of time, they've evolved a lot more, in so much as these days we have a lot of accommodation in them, the big barns with accommodation. People find it more practical to have it all in one space. They allow you to do more. A house is a house, that's all it is, really. It's where people live, they sleep, kitchen, watch TV, maybe have a pool attached. You can't really get, even with a garage, you can't really have that shed aspect, whereas a shed, you can have that shed aspect, you can have that man cave for want of a better word, and you can have all your living attached. I love walking from my living area into my shed, and my jandals and my slippers and my bare feet. It's just fantastic.
One very satisfied customer wanting the best of all barn worlds is Warwick Bremner. His barn has the job of housing some very major treasures. He explains why his CustomKit barn is the best.
I love this barn for particularly because it's made out of timber and it's natural versus a steel shed, which we looked at originally, but this is much better in that if you're going to use it as accommodation as well, it's so much easier to insulate and quieter and looks better. We've got part of it an accommodation in the front. And we built it with a mezzanine, so I've now got my office upstairs. So yeah, it's sort of, I can stay here all day if I have to.
That's a real neat place we did for a guy just down in Tuakau. And well, no, what he did, whoops, can we go back? Jump back to that one. What he actually did is, there's the portal.
CustomKit works closely with clients to deliver what they want, designing a barn that is just right for you, inside and out. For Warwick, accommodation had to be a part of his plans. Another was the mezzanine office, a place to both work and relax. Even snow enjoys the benefits of the outside go and flow. Flexibility means there's an ability to ensure special areas get special treatment. Durability is a must for any barn. CustomKit has engineered this building, allowing the removal of portal legs that can inhibit the internal space usage. Warwick opted for the design solution so that he was able to utilise every inch of space to park his car collection. Using large span laminated veneer lumber portal frames, also known as LVLs, has allowed CustomKit to create this clear, uncluttered, spacious structure, perfect for Warwick's car collection. Outside the plywood exterior cladding is battened at 600 centres. Paint in resine nappa, a colour for the ages. To make a barn habitable, it has to be future-proofed. Michael explains.
The future-proofing benefits, or the benefits of being able to future-proof a CustomKit building. Again, because it's wood, it is much easier to do this. You can live in steel sheds, people do live in steel sheds, but if you erect a steel shed and then at some stage decide that you'd like to convert it to residential or to live in, that's an expensive, difficult thing to do in many situations. The timber building, the CustomKit buildings, much easier for us to future-proof, much easier to carry on and do a change of use and convert into a residential building at some later stage. All we do at the beginning when someone builds the shed is we make sure that we do future-proof it, in so much as that we build it in accordance with the code, the NZS 3604 code of today, of at the time, for all the correct window installations, all the correct cladding systems, etc. You can do it with a steel building. I know that you can do it with a steel building, but most people that I've talked to that have done it with a steel building have not looked into it well enough at the beginning and recognised the massive costs involved in doing that, or what can become massive costs involved in converting steel buildings versus working with the timber building, which is much easier to do it with right from the start.
All in all, a wonderful addition to a lovely lifestyle and home.